Welcome, fellow Toastmasters. This is District 38's Masterclass. My name is Chris Velasco, and I am the District 38 Education Chair. And I am so excited and a bit scared, if I may, to attend the session on artificial intelligence. We have a treat, Bonnie Watson. She's a member of Swede Talkers, and it's a club that meets twice a month in person in Woolwich Township in New Jersey. This is Bonnie's second year as the club VPE, and she previously served as club secretary and treasurer. She's employed as a director of information systems at Enlight LLC, based out of San Diego, California, and has a storied career as both a technical leader and as an instructor teacher. Bonnie recently completed her master's in business administration at Southern New Hampshire University and also holds an MA in humanities and BS in education. Wow, that's a lot. In addition to her leadership roles in Toastmasters, she is also a local community leader and the social media director for Woodstown Friends meeting. She enjoys a wide variety of activities, including needlecrafts of every type, reading and taking nature walks. But tonight she is here to get us comfortable with the use of artificial intelligence, how we can use it in Toastmasters and our everyday life. So without further ado, please welcome Bonnie Watson.
Good evening, everyone. Nice to see some faces in here. I recognize some of these names. I'm going to switch and I'm going to turn my presentation, my video off and show you a slideshow. We're going to go through the slide presentation first, and then we're going to go into play mode, where we're going to actually spend, I would say, the second half, maybe the last third or last half of this class is going to be us playing and getting to learn. And if you've never done this before and you're scared to death of it, this is your opportunity to do it with someone holding your hand. So let's start it without further ado. Let me share my screen. We'll start with amplifying our impact in Toastmasters. Can everyone see these slides? Okay.
Yes.
In this presentation, we're going to talk about how you can use AI tools that are free. Some are freely available, and I'm going to be really, really clear here. When you first start using AI, it's free. When you find a tool you like, it's worth paying for it. I'm going to say that right now. So when you try it, try before you buy, and then buy what you like. Only you could literally invest in hundreds of tools and be spending hundreds of dollars every month with different tools. No, pick the ones you like and use them together. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more. So amplify your impact, transforming your speech craft and your meeting roles with powerful tools that are accessible on the internet that every Toastmaster can use. And we're going to go over a couple of the ones that are most well-known and usable for people in Toastmasters. Why is it important to use AI tools at this juncture of our Toastmasters journey? Well, in this particular case, it can help us organize our speeches, prepare speeches, practice speeches, and deliver speeches with much more fluency than ever possible because we have AI tools to help us organize. These free resources can help us overcome common challenges like writer's block, pronunciation issues, and timing concerns. And if you have ever tried to figure out, I want to do a speech on XYZ, but you don't even know where to begin, this is the perfect way to get started. You have a little fathom of an idea and you can take it and run with it. And it's really important that you not be afraid to play. And using AI tools can help you develop those ideas into full speeches and to get past some of the other challenges, like making sure you don't have more content you need or that you have enough content. By integrating AI into your Toastmasters journey, you'll develop skills to gain faster, quicker confidence and create more engaging presentations that captivate your audience. The three tools that I'm going to talk about a little bit in here, and let me tell you, there are literally thousands of them. Okay, but these are the three that I have used consistently. First, ChatGPT, or its cousin, Microsoft Copilot, is another version of that. Some people have ChatGPT, some people have Copilot, some people have OpenAI. They're not the same exact thing, but they're all based on the same premise. This is the tool that you use that you can type in questions and it will actually answer your questions. And we're going to look a little bit into ChatGPT. I have used ChatGPT to formulate speeches. I used it to help me organize this presentation. I use it repeatedly as the VPE to prepare my fellow Toastmasters in my group for how to be a Toastmaster, how to run a table topic session, how to formulate their speeches and find speeches for their paths and develop speeches for their different pathways speeches. All these things can be assisted with ChatGPT. And next one is Grammarly. If you do a lot of writing, you're writing papers, you're writing emails, you're writing grant applications, any of those things where you're writing, Grammarly is a really great tool to have in your tool belt. It will help you find things like missed tenses in different sentences where you're adding redundant things in your sentences and you don't need them. It'll show you where to take them out. It'll show you where to properly use commas. It'll show you where to properly use capital letters and lists and things of this nature. When you're going through, it'll suggest different synonyms for words. If you're using the same word repeatedly, it'll give you synonyms and give you an idea of a different word to use in a sentence so that you're not repeating yourself over and over using the same words. If you're using turns of phrase that are difficult to understand, it'll give you ideas on how to rewrite those in clearer forms. And if you're using passive voice, which is something that I do a lot, it helps you turn it around into not passive voice, into active voice instead of passive voice, and say, to be from, no, it turns it around. And so you're the active participant. It's really hard to spot when you're writing it, but Grammarly picks it up very, very quickly. Grammarly has a free tier and it also has as a paid tier. And when I was in my master's program, I bought the paid tier. It was like $134 for the year, and it was worth every single penny because I used it for every single paper I wrote. And it helped me maintain my excellent grades. It didn't write the paper for me, but it certainly helped me fix my sentence structure when I was writing. So not so much for speeches, but for writing. It's an AI tool for writing. And we all know that a good speech starts with some good written outlines and things like that. So it's really helpful if you're doing something like that to use Grammarly. And the last one is SpeechLing. This is particularly helpful for people who are coming from not English as their first language. If they're coming from outside the country, they're not native to the United States, and they were not born and raised here, they may not understand how to pronounce something. They may see it in a book, they may see it in a textbook, but may not know how to pronounce it in the proper English pronunciation or the proper emphasis on the right syllables. So it's a really great way to use this particular tool to put words and phrases, and the SpeechLing will help you understand how to pronounce it so that when you are going to use it in your speech, if you are not a native English speaker, it gives you an opportunity to hear how a native English speaker would actually say it. So it's a tool specifically for that. It's to perfect your pronunciation and give you AR powered feedback. You can record yourself and it can give you feedback on how well you did and things you need to change to make your speaking style more effective for native English listeners. So these are the two that I'll talk about specifically today. In ChatGPT, well, in here, we will brainstorm ideas. You don't know what to do. You say, I want to do a speech on flowers. Give me 3 topics where I can come up with a speech about flowers. And it'll literally give you 3 different subjects. Sorry, I had to get a drink of water there. It'll help you create detailed outlines. For this particular presentation, I told ChatGPT that I wanted to do a presentation on AI, that I wanted to use some of the most popular tools that are used in Toastmasters specifically. I needed a detailed outline on how to present it and what things to cover in which order. And it presented me with the outline for this presentation. Hold. I'm sorry, I'm just getting over a cold. I apologize. Another thing it helped you do, if you want table topics and you have a theme for your meeting and you don't have a way your own to come up with or dream up a bunch of different table topics for your speech, not for your speech, but for your theme, you go into ChatGPT, you say, this is my theme. I have a theme of this. For example, our next theme in our meeting is Great American Poets. So I've already told ChatGPT that I need 20 table topics on poetry, not Great American Poets specifically, because when it gave me that, it started asking me all kinds of questions, naming different poets and their different styles. And that's a little bit overwhelming for some people who are not familiar with the different American poets. So I said, simplify this, make this even more basic, bring this down to introductory level. And it rewrote a whole 20 new questions specifically for people who are just getting their feet wet when it comes to poetry. And it came up with a whole list of table topics just for that. So that is one of the reasons why I use ChatGPT every single week before every single meeting. I I assist our Toastmaster in coming up with some fun facts about our theme and using ChatGPT to come up with the table topics, for that meeting. And if you don't know how to do it, I come prepared to the meeting with it for you to jump in and use what I've picked up, or I welcome you to bring your own. Whatever you've come with on your own, we're willing to hear it and listen. So we really encourage it in our club for preparation as the table topics master and as the Toastmaster. Other ways that you can use AI tools are, another one is called Canva. Canva is a really nice tool if you're making signs and flyers and things like that, if you're doing PowerPoint presentations. Another one besides Canva is the one that I used to generate this particular PowerPoint presentation, which was Gamma. So Canva and Gamma are similar, and I use both. Whatever's going to give me whatever I can get out of it for free. And then, of course, text-to-speech tools like Natural Reader, Microsoft Azure TTS to hear your speech and identify pacing issues. And these are some video and audio enhancement tools that you can use. Canva and Gamma for video, and text-to-speech tools for it to listen to you. Another little one that I picked up in my MBA was Google Scholar. I don't know if anybody here has ever used Google Scholar before, but if you're going to be doing a speech or any kind of presentation where you need references from scientific sources or you need references from sources of authority, you can use Google Scholar to find them. You will go to Google Scholar. You can ask Google Scholar to find you peer reviewed, PEER dash reviewed. Ask Google Scholar to find you peer reviewed research articles on whatever topic you seek, and it will find them for you on the internet if they're publicly available. If you have access to a research library, you can link your research library, like if you're in school, example, at Rowan, or you're going to schools with, in any kind of school, you'll have access to their online library. You can link the online library with your Google Scholar account, and it will search the online library as well as the stuff that it can find on the internet. So it's really helpful to find credible sources, and credibility is important in today's world. Making sure that you're picking out, excuse me, I'm sorry, a resource that has backing, that has peer-reviewed backing. It's not just talking and making stuff up. It actually has the research to back its findings. That's important. This is how you can support your arguments with expert opinion, by using Google Scholar to find these things. And as I said, we've used in our club, we've used this to enhance the Toastmaster role. And our Toastmasters in our meetings, whenever we have a Toastmaster, the Toastmaster gets up, introduces the meeting. If there's new people there, introduces the new people. We talk about the theme, and we mention the theme, and then we dive right in with some fun facts. We start out with saying this is fun fact number 1 about the theme, and fun fact number 2 about the theme, and then we give in the word of the day, and then in between word of the day and the first speech we have another fun fact, and then in between first speech and second speech we have another fun fact. These are ways that we organize the meetings, and we get our information out of an AI tool, of whatever tool we choose. I've been using Copilot a lot because I have a subscription for it, but there are other tools that you can use. Also, table topics. I mentioned this. You can come up with a list of 20. You just tell them how many questions you want and how basic you want them to be. And it will come up with a list of perfect questions for you to use in your table topics as a table topics master. And then other ways that I've used it to boost AI engagement is for presentations like this one that I'm using here. The presentation that I used here, I didn't come up with these slides by myself. I didn't design and make these pretty. This was all through Gamma, okay? I can't take credit for it, but I did put my ideas into Gamma, tell Gamma what I wanted, and Gamma created me a slideshow just specifically for it. And you know how quick it did it? In less than 5 minutes. So I had a speech outline. I piped it into Gamma. I said, make me a presentation for it. And this is what it came out with. Beautifully formatted slides that I had to do very little editing to make it do it. So if you are interested in finding tools to make your life easier with presentations, definitely make sure you use AI tools and use your free trials. There's free trials for everything. Use your free trials. Also, through Toastmasters, for a while we had this for free, but I have here tell that it's going to be a paid tool coming up soon in the new renewal period. Noodly, which is a Toastmasters sponsor tool. You can reach it through within your Toastmasters.org. I'm going to walk you through how to get there when we get into the next section. You can actually record yourself on your computer using your camera and record your speeches, pipe them into Noodly, and Noodly will give you an automatic AI feedback. It'll analyze it for pacing. It'll give you your timings. It'll give you ideas on things of how to improve your speech, pronunciations, things like this. Vocal variety. It'll give you all kinds of tools and ideas on how to improve your speech. And this was free through Toastmasters through on the in the education area of Toastmasters, but it's not going to be free for much longer. So if you can get it while it's free, I suggest using it. We're going to walk through how to use it in a little bit. And my suggestion is for anybody, if you are using AI, to not limit yourself to just one tool. There are literally hundreds, and it is best if you can combine multiple tools for different things. For text and getting text information back, ChatGPT is fine. For video and for slideshows and for flyers and for other things like that, Gamma and Canva are better tools for that. If you want ones that will actually monitor your speech, we talked about Speakerling, and we talked about Noodly too. Use a combination of tools. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to play. This is the most important thing. You've got to play with it and figure out which tools will give you what you want and give you the most bang for your buck, because you can get a certain amount of trial, but every single one of them at some point will want you to pay. And don't expect it to do the work for you. It's not going to come up with ideas for you. It's going to take your ideas and enhance them. Enhance what you've got. Don't replace. It's not a replacement for you. It's not a way to make things, just do your work for you. It's a way for you to take your ideas and expand them and to think into things that you may not think of on your own. So it's for enhancing, not replacing you. So don't be afraid to use your voice and let the ChatGPT know what your voice is and ask it to mirror that in its presentations and suggestions that it gives you. Your new AI enhanced Toastmasters journey starts now. You can build faster skills. You can enhance creativity. You can have consistent improvement tracking and have engaging meeting experiences using different AI tools to enhance your meeting and your Toastmasters experience. Particularly if you're a Toastmasters leader, if you're a president or a VPE, or somebody that has an active role, or if you're just going into your next meeting and you're going to be the Toastmaster, elevate your Toastmaster, your ability to be the Toastmaster. Set an example. We have set the bar pretty high for Toastmasters and Sweet Talkers now, because people come prepared when they go in and get this information. We have all the themes for the whole year laid out in advance, and we go right, everybody knows what it is and signs up in advance to be the Toastmaster. So people are really starting to, take it up a notch in Sweet Talkers when it comes to the Toastmaster and Table Topics Masters roles. So the next step for you, and I'm not going to let you get out of this class without doing this, choose one AI tool to try this week. Experiment with different combinations. Share your experiences with your fellow members and your fellow Toastmasters in your club and outside your club, and give this a try. Now, before we get started, does anybody have any questions? Because we're going to dive into the next section here, which is actually me demonstrating some of these tools. Anybody have any questions?
Tia,
Okay.
right out.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much, Bonnie. You gave me a lot of useful information. So I do see in the chat they're talking about Udly. So I actually have to do a speech tomorrow for work. And I wanted to know where exactly, like I'm on the Toastmasters website, but has anyone used to
Okay,
use them because
I'll walk you through it
yeah,
where
because
we can
our
find it.
group is only a year in. So
Okay, let me walk you through it, okay? And let
awesome.
me stop sharing and I'll walk you through where to find it. At least where it was the last time I looked.
Okay. No, I went on the website, but I didn't know if we have a thanks, Sue. I didn't know if it was like a special like discount or a link for Toastmasters, or we just go on the regular website.
It's in toastmasters.org website. I'll walk you in through your my profile.
Okay.
Ritika, real quick, do you have a question?
Yes, hi, Vani. This information is really, really helpful. But I have the same question, like my friend. Is there any workshop where we can have visual practice and learn more about all these tools? I am familiar with ChatGPT, and it is really helpful. I use it with my table topics all the time. And I want to learn more about Canva and Udly. So if there is any workshop where we can practice a little bit more, it will be really helpful. Thank you.
Well, yeah, that's the goal here, to generate interest and then see where people have the need. And if definitely this is a need, then this is something we can investigate for a part 2 of one of these classes, Chris. That's absolutely it.
Thank you.
Right now, what I want to do is help people find Noodly so that they can use, because we have 2 questions on that, and we'll start there and how to find Noodly and use Noodly. And then we can go into some of the other ones. And if you've never used Chat GPT, anybody here with the show of hands, if you can just use your raise hand. Have you, anybody in here has never, ever, ever touched a single AI tool before? Oh,
Okay.
everybody has
choice.
tried at least something. Well, that's good. You have a couple people that raise their hands. Okay. This is a new experience. Most people have used, if you are in the workforce right now and you're still actively in the workforce, you probably have heard of this because it's very, very prevalent. A lot of companies have AI approved tools for their company. And they're my company is very strict. I can't use my AI tool for work for private stuff, and I can't use my private AI tools for work stuff. They have to be separated. They're very clear about that. So sometimes you
Bonnie,
get that.
are you going to show us where that is on the TI webpage?
Okay, let's go here. Let's
then
go there.
Baloo does have a question after that.
Okay, here we go. Let's go there.
You could just share your screen.
I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to quit this. I gotta figure out what screen I'm on. Okay, can you see my Google screen?
Yes.
Okay, what we're gonna do here's Toastmasters.org. Everybody should have this. I'm gonna log in. And then in here, it says my profile or my home up here where it says welcome your name, my home. Click there. It takes a few minutes before it comes up. Scroll down. Yodely, not Noodly, Yodely. Sorry. I apologize. Yodely, access your member discount. Click here. So it's no longer free.
But there's a discount.
There's a discount.
20% off.
Let me check out through your Toastmasters Yodely checkout. Anybody here have used this? Anybody here? I have not seen this since it went dark. So you used to be able to go in here and you used to be able to upload your video and it would give you that information, but now you have to sign up for an account. Let's go here. Let's see if it'll give you well, let's try our famous thing. Let's see if it'll try here by giving you a trial. Start role playing. I'm going to continue with Google. Do I have a Google account? See what it gives me. I have no fear when it comes to my Google account. I'm looking to close more. What is it asking? What would you like to see us do here? I'm a communication coach. I like interview preparation, upcoming speech or presentation. How's that?
Yeah, we're Toastmasters. We give speeches.
All right. record yourself practicing your speech. We'll provide judgment-free analytics on your speaking. Demeanor, pacing. Okay, here we go. Next. Use suggestions on how to improve your speech. Public speaking, I'm ready to wow my audience. Give your 45-second elevator pitch. Oh, I'm not prepared to give it an elevator pitch, but somebody you want to go ahead and try this on your, and this is how you get it from this link in here. I'll go back and do it again.
No, that's great. Thanks so much, Bonnie. No, I need to finish tweaking writing my speech, and then I can use it tonight before I present towards my
Okay, so now you know where to find it.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Okay. All right,
Baloo,
next question. Go ahead.
Baloo, I believe you had a question before.
Yes.
Yes.
Bonnie, thank you very much for these beautiful presentations. I have to thank you for that. And my only question is this. With all these tools, with the Chat GPT, Grammarly, and the SpeechLink, how much of security we are losing on these things? Are we exposed in any way by using them to the maximum extent?
Well, that depends on how you look, depends on the information that you put in there. Okay. I would not put personal details in any Chat GPT program. I would not do that. I wouldn't ask it for information about a specific person or anything about myself, or give it details about myself unless I was using some sort of closed tool. Most of the tools that you will find through your workplace are closed. Any publicly available internet tool, you must be very careful with sharing any personal data with it, because that data gets stored and used, and anyone can access that once it's been uploaded there. So be very careful what data you give it, and it'll only give you the data that it can find on the internet. You would be amazed the things that people put on their Facebook accounts, the things that people put in their Instagram accounts, the information that people post up there, information about their birthdays, their phone numbers, their address, their kids' names, their kids' birthdays, pictures of themselves, pictures of their kids. It's crazy the things that people will put on social media in a public place and not be careful of how that data is consumed. So I would say, just like any other tool on the internet, you must be careful and be sure to use it appropriately, so that you're not giving yourself you're not giving the world unlimited exposure to your data.
But also that I don't think it has access to the Google Cloud or anything else like that, the shared storage thing, right?
No, I don't think so. But I wouldn't. If anything you use through Google is like anything you Google, anything you put through Google, any questions you ask Google, Google's going to remember that, because Google is extremely adept at learning your information and providing you with data that's specific to your purposes. And so if you want to be careful with that, you need to use a randomizer, or you need to use some sort of VPN tool that will protect you.
Okay, thank you.
right, Bonnie, are you gonna demo anything else?
Yep, I'm going to demo. I'm ready to go into the chat GPT. Let's get this
Great.
started. All right.
I think
Did-
this year, if anything, because we're working with the club success plan,
Oh, yeah.
this could be fantastic for some of our clubs that have a very small membership. Officers are overwhelmed and they just need additional assistance using AI to come up with themes, table topic questions, and fun facts related to their themes could actually improve your club meetings, make them a lot more interesting. And AI is doing the work, the heavy lifting for you. So this is
There you
wonderful.
go. Here's the infamous chat GPT. Look at this. www.chatgpt.com. Now, I'm not sure what it's going to give me because I've used my free. Ask anything. Somebody give me a sentence out of the club successful plan, and I'll throw that in here.
How can we improve our meetings? Is that like something like that?
What are educational goals?
Bonnie, you still with us?
Yes, I'm typing it in there. Can you see me on my screen?
Okay, now we see it.
Okay.
Wow.
Educational goals. What are some educational goals for Toastmasters Club members? Here we go. Delivering speeches with confidence, completing a path and pathways, improving impromptu speaking, crafting better speech content, using visual aids, giving and receiving constructive feedback. Boom, 6 things right there. Somebody else asked me another question that it wants to ask. I'll wait till it wears out and won't let me ask anymore. Anybody have another question for me? Go ahead, Mika.
Bunny, I want to ask about, sorry, go ahead.
How do I improve membership retention? Wow, that's awesome.
Look at this.
Thank you.
Look, it gives you a whole bunch of 9 different ways to do it. Of course, improving member retention in the Toastmasters Club requires a combination of strong onboarding, consistent engagement, supportive culture, and clear value for each member. And it literally talks about how to strong onboard the things that you need to do when you onboard new members. How do you engage your members? How do you build a positive and supportive club culture? How to deliver value at every meeting? How to recognize and celebrate members? How to address reasons for why people leave, and how to use a pathways program to drive progress, and have strong leadership and club officer involvement, and keep former members connected. These are the 9 ways that it mentions right here, right off the top of the bat. So I would say if you're doing a club success plan, you can figure out maybe 3 of these that your club would want to tackle. And these are 3 things that your club wants to do this year in this particular year. Obviously, it'd be great if you could do all of them, but that's a lot to ask. So instead of focusing on the whole list, you get your club officers together and say, we would like to figure out what 3 things can we do specifically as a club. And we did this last year in my club, and the first thing we did was the strong onboarding of new members, making sure we welcome them at meetings, making sure we had a member orientation, making sure we talked about pathways programs. This was one that we really worked on, and that was really helpful for our new members. Another one that we're working on this year is consistent member engagement. When we haven't seen somebody or heard from somebody We make sure that this is one we're working on this year. When we haven't heard from people, that we reach out to them, where you been, how you doing, what's going on. Just consistent. Our VP of membership is stepping up to actually reach out to people who are not in the club or haven't come to a meeting lately and find out where they are. Like, what's the deal? Are they sick? Are they busy? Or did they move? Like, where, you know, they may have dropped off the face of the earth, and we don't want to just let them hang out there. We want to figure out what happened. So that's one that we're working on this year. And this is what I would do. You ask ChatGPT these questions and then come up with different things that your club can focus on. Anybody else have another one? I have a third one I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
Good evening. This is Grisel Velasquez. Thank you for the presentation. I have a question about something that you mentioned previously, and it's about the cost of these platforms. Is ChatGPT free? That's the first question.
ChatGPT is free for a limited time. So I'm surprised it's actually asking my questions today, because when I ask it about 5 questions, it'll stop answering me. It'll say I have to pay for it. And then what I do is I go to a different site that has a different ChatGPT and I ask it questions. And I just keep doing this different search and signing on to different ChatGPT sites and just jump around from site to site to site. Once I have figured that I had the opportunity, because I had a Microsoft subscription to start with, and because my MBA program had access to Copilot, I ended up with a Copilot subscription. But I don't know that I'm going to hold on to my Copilot subscriptions. It's very similar to this. So if you have a Microsoft subscription already and you want to enhance your ability to find things in a ChatGPT or do them specifically using Microsoft tools, you can get a Copilot subscription. There are different levels of subscription. ChatGPT is generally cheaper than Copilot is. So it depends on what it is. You do your research. I would suggest you start out with ChatGPT, see how you like it, and go to different tools and jump around. If you go back into the search engine, here it says ChatGPT here, chatbot app, chatbot GPT. There's multiples here that are OpenAI introducing, just jumping around from one Apple's ChatGPTs, just jumping around from one to the other. And ChatGPT AI, do a search, like a Google search, and you can find a bunch of different tools. Beat them up. Go in there and use those free trials and figure out which one gives you the biggest bang for your buck. And you cannot go wrong with this, because they're all based, even though some tools are better than others, are easier to use than others, some tools are just more intuitive to certain people. So it depends on what you're looking for, how you're looking at to present it, what you're looking to get out of it. And sooner or later, if you beat these up enough, they will start catching on to the fact that you're beating them up and will want you to pay. But as I said, don't pay unless you absolutely have to. Jump around from tool to tool until you find one that you like, and then do your investment. So do your playing and play with it first. The ChatGPT, for example, here says ChatGPT free online. Google's AI assistants. This is Gemini. ChatGPT. OpenAI. There's hundreds of them. ChatGPT is free to use. The free tier now, users have access to a large range of capabilities with this particular model. And let me tell you something, only the people who are heavily into research care about this model. People, for our use in Toastmasters, we don't need the latest and greatest machine model. We just need the basics. So you don't need to pay the higher premiums for the higher machine learning models for stuff that we're doing in Toastmasters. There's no need for it. Use the free tiers whenever you can.
Thank you, Bonnie. And you just answered my second question. If we pay for Microsoft 365, which is Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Copilot is included in that subscription?
There's a Copilot free version, and then there's a Copilot Pro version. So it depends on what you're doing. When I was in my MBA school, I paid for the Pro version, but I am not going to continue to pay for that now. I'm gonna terminate that subscription and go back to the free version. I don't need it anymore. I needed it when I was in school, but I don't need it now.
Bonnie, can you tell us on a high level what the difference is?
The difference between the free versions and the pro versions is the level of detail you're going to get when it comes to machine learning sources. You're going to, the higher the version, the more accurate and more recent the machine learning model is. It will get the most recent data in the newer models. And the more powerful models will have more peer-reviewed data in them and have access to that information, where the free tools may not. The free tools are based upon older machine learning models, and they don't take advantage of all of the most recent data on the internet like the paid tools do. The paid tools go deeper into whatever it can find online and can take that information and access it and analyze it on a much higher level, because it's a newer machine learning model. So if you're looking for like to crunch data, if you're looking to say, take this person's balance sheet, you're doing like stock research, and you're saying, I'm gonna research like the Walt Disney Company and their annual report against like ESPN's annual report, and tell me who's got the better stock option that I should do. Based upon that, you would want a larger, and you were doing that for clients, you would want the paid version, because it would give you the ability to analyze more thoroughly the two publicly available reports and give you much more detailed analysis about it. But for just people like in Toastmasters, what we're doing, the stuff that we're doing in Toastmasters, you don't need that. If you're in a professional world though, and you're doing professional research, yes, the pro version is worth having.
Ratika has another question.
Yes, Ratika.
Yes, I have a same question like one of my friend here, Yang Mei Lee. How can you please walk through Canva as well?
Yeah, I'll do a Canva demonstration. Let me go to Canva now.
Thank you.
Here's Canva. Okay, I actually have a Canva account because I do a lot of flyers for lots of different groups, and I'm developing a website. One of them was Layton's Lake Block Party, which is why it's down there. We had a block party in my neighborhood, and I was doing the flyer for it. But here's Canva. You go to home, you say create something, and you talk about what you want to create. Now in Canva, you can create flyers, you can do edit photo records, you can do doc templates. So I have done this a lot of times with flyers. Social media is one of the reasons what I'm using it for. If I want to come up with an Instagram feed and I want to put something out there, I can go in here and say, let's see here. Instagram feed. And I could add, you could add your brand logos, your colors. Actually, one of the things that I've done in here with Canva is mostly do this, templates, piece. You can go in here, flower power. You can put in any kind of thing. What do you want me to search for? Or was there something specific you're looking for?
just for Toastmasters presentations, how effectively we can use this tool.
Okay.
Well, the district uses tools like Canva to create a lot of our social media posts.
Right.
And I put this class out on several different district sites, as well as the Toastmaster International site as well, just to let everybody know in Toastmasters that we were having this. So the Bonnie's tile that is on our District 38 site was created in Canva. And then I took that and then I started posting it to social media.
You're looking for
Joyce?
presentations? I've never used Canva for presentations. I've used it for flyers. But for
Got it.
Gamma, I've used for presentations. Like I'll go to Gamma for a minute.
You can use it for presentations as well.
Yeah,
I-
I've never used it for that. I don't know how to walk you through it because I don't know how to do it. I've never done it. But that's something. This was a presentation that I just had that I created with Gamma.
We do have a couple of questions. Joyce,
ahead.
do you still have a question?
Well, it seemed to me that the Canva was more for promoting things like open houses and anniversary celebrations and things like that, as opposed to presentations, correct?
Well, I think you can use it for both. It might be easier to use. It might not be as easy to do presentations in Canva as you can in Gamma, but it does. Once you learn the tool, as I said, I haven't played. You have to be. One of the thing about these tools, you've got to play. I just put in something for Toastmasters, and this is what it gave me. It gave me a headline, a bunch of different things. It got the Toastmasters colors. If I go into here and I say, give me something, give me something. 4 words to describe. What are we doing?
Presentation on body language.
There we go. Let's see what it does. It's thinking.
Oh,
And you can also change it to like your brand too, because I put the Toastmasters like colors and logos and stuff in my brand in Canva. Please know I also have the paid version, so I'm sorry, but you can.
Right. I have a paid version too, but here's one right here that just automatically gives it to you. Now, if you wanted to adjust this template, and you can play with this by asking it different things up here.
Yeah, you could say you could pick it a PowerPoint. You can, and they'll change the size and everything for you.
Change the size exactly.
Mhm.
There's literally so much stuff in here. You could be all day playing
Mhm.
with a single tool. So don't be afraid to jump around from thing to thing. I know that when I did Canva the very first time before I got a paid account for it, I was able to create a flyer, and I was able to take that flyer and I was able to post it to social media. I was able to drop it in an email. I was able to post it into a WhatsApp chat, and I was able to print it all without ever paying for it. Just with my free trial. So there's a lot you can do. Any other questions here? As I said, play. You gotta play. Okay? You gotta play with it. Anybody else have any other questions or suggestions from their time on theirs? You would be surprised how quickly you can come up with stuff using these tools. Start for free. Yeah, that's my kind of continuous Google. I continue everything with Google. Welcome to Gamma 3. Learn more. I just click around until I find what I want. Here we go. And here we go. Don't be afraid to move around the screen and find things. This is how I play. Clear all drawings. All right. And this is how I figured it out. I came in here and I played. So that's the biggest thing. You can't be afraid to play. Create new. Here we go. What do I want to do here? Generate one-line prompts, import a file, paste in text. This is what I did, create a presentation based on this outline. And I did a whole outline, amplify your impact. And that's what it did. I just dropped the whole outline right in here and boom, come up with a presentation. So paste in text, presentation. And then I'm going to type in here. And here we go. We can go in here. I dropped in a whole bunch of text and it just made me a presentation. I don't have enough text to drop in here right now to do this, but this is how you do it. You go in here, you pick a theme and it just automatically generates for you. So you can play with these things. I suggest you go ahead and play. Take the opportunity, play. Web page. I also had you could also import files. This is a great feature. If you have somebody, try this. Generate. I love it. You say do it and it'll do stuff. I might not have given it enough information, but let's see what it comes up with. Come on. It's thinking. Doesn't usually take this long. Okay, here we go.
Wow.
Let me see this. And look what it came
That was
up with.
That's amazing.
And that's in that sweet time, it came up with a web page for me.
Did they give you a link too for the web page, or?
No, when you publish it, it creates a link. Your site is ready to publish. So if you like this the way it is, you just click publish and it gives you a link.
Can you edit once they gave you something? Or?
Oh yeah, I can go in here and I can change any of this stuff. I can change the font. You can highlight any of this, change the font.
I heard a game, but I never had the time to go through that.
Yeah, you can change this picture.
This is amazing, Bonnie.
Okay, so this is what it came up with just from that one little prompt.
And you can add different pages to your.
You can add different pages to this, and if you give it a huge amount of text, like a whole bunch of text, it'll just basically take the whole thing, just amalgamate it into a presentation for you, and you're done.
Now, you saying this is the free version, or you have a paid one for Gamma?
No, Gamma, I have a free version. This is the free version.
Oh goodness, I'm super excited. Thank you.
Okay, so I mean, basically, Sweet Talkers is having a meeting on Great American Poets. I don't think that's the date. October 3rd is a Friday, I think, but I think it's the 5th actually. But the featured poets, these are the ones we'll probably talk about.
Wow.
And this is just.
Bonnie, I'm going to give you a time check. It's 8:04.
Okay. So does anybody else have any other questions? This was a demo of Canva. Just gave it a single prompt and it whipped this up in 5 minutes.
Thank you so much, Bonnie. This is really helpful. Thank you.
You absolutely need to play. Don't be afraid to play. Okay? And then jump around. You saw me jump around from place to place on the screen. If I don't know how to do something, I start clicking. This is not like the old days where, you flipped one button on the computer and the whole thing blew up. It's not like that now. This is 2025. You can play. You're not going to blow up the computer. I trust me. You just keep playing around with it until you get what you want. Any other questions? I hope this was helpful.
This was amazing, Bonnie. And I have a feeling I did put my email in the chat. And I'm asking, do you want a more immersed lesson on Canva, on Gamma, on how we can use this in Toastmasters or anything else, even beyond AI? I would love to hear from our members in the district and even members outside of our district to see what your needs are, whether as a member, a club officer, or just what your club needs. We can create master classes to help you. And that's what we're all about this year. Really, the education team, we want to help the clubs as much as possible. So please feel free to email as many ideas as you have. But this is wonderful, Bonnie. I have a page of notes. I'm going to start playing.
Yes, play.
I'm used to Canva, but I may be using Gamma to create, some presentations to talk about, know your audience and how to use body language, just things like that to help my club members. And Grammarly, yes, I would love to use that. I'm sure it would do wonders for a resume as well.
Yes, it does. Especially if you pipe that in there and if you use certain chat GPT tools and you say you're creating a resume, and you specify that in your instructions in your prompt, the more specific you are in the prompt, the better the response is going to be from AI. It's like asking somebody, telling somebody, I want you to draw me a truck, as opposed to, I want you to draw me a truck. It's red. It has, it's got it's an extended cab. It's a Ford. It has extra long tires and it's jumped up. I mean, and it's like elevated. That gives you, then it gives you, the difference between the truck, just a truck, and the truck that you want. So this way you can do, the more information you give it, the easier it is for you the better it is, and the more clear answer and more directed to what you're looking for it will give you. So.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I'm sure anyone that is in the still working in the workforce, when you have your year-end review, your mid-year review, put that through Grammarly as well, and write it all out, what you want to say, and then put it through there, and it'll probably give a nice polished summation of your year. So Bonnie, you have given us so much to think about, so much to play with. It's just amazing. So please, thank you for joining. Have a great rest of the evening. Bonnie, thank you so very, very much. I
You're
thoroughly
welcome.
enjoyed this. And I can't wait to play.
All right, we should have a hands-on play session, another hands-on play session with some of these tools specifically, instead of just an overview. We'll look at each of these tools specifically and how we can use them. That would be great.
Yes. And maybe we can get some people to send us some of their things, and then we'll use them as an example, flyers, etc. Look at all the emojis coming up. So I think everybody loved it.
All righty.
Thank you very much for sharing your evening with us. District 38 is here to assist you, your club, and all the club officers. So join us again for another meeting. And don't forget, next month, Mika Reeves is going to be talking about anxiety and fear and how we can overcome it in public speaking. So have a good night. Thank you very much.